Welcome back to Indomitable Interactive's Indie Highlight. Today I want to talk about a more well-known indie game, Shotgun King: The Final Checkmate. I did not think I was actually going to talk about this game, as I try to stick to games that are pretty unheard of. However, this game surprised me with its number of reviews. I honestly thought this game had exploded to the likes of other indie games such as Baba Is You or Death's Door with around, 15,000 Steam reviews. I thought that, I guess, just because it absolutely deserves that. Instead, it has about a third of the reviews as of writing this. Still pretty good, just not as much as I think it deserves. This game follows a very simple premise of what if you got rid of your entire army of chess pieces and traded it in for a shotgun. It is a fairly simple concept in theory, but I would say it's hard to pull off in a fun and challenging way. Although it may be difficult to pull off, Punk Cake, its developer, went and did it anyways. The basic game mechanics are what you would expect. You can move about the board like a king can in chess, and you can aim your shotgun and fire it at pieces. The arc of your shotgun, the damage it does, its range, etc. is decided by which shotgun you start with and what upgrades and downgrades you get. What makes the game particularly unique and fun is its roguelike system where you get to choose new abilities between rounds. You're offered two sets to choose from, each of which have one upgrade card and one downgrade card. Generally speaking, the upgrade card improves one of your stats or grants you a new ability, and the downgrade card adds more pieces for the following boards or gives certain pieces new abilities. By the last board, of which there are 12 in the default throne mode, you often have tons of abilities and sometimes a ridiculous combination that makes you extremely powerful, while there are also tons of pieces on the board. Overall, each run is fairly unique, especially after the first few rounds. You also unlock the next rank if you can beat all 12 floors. Ranks are essentially just difficulty levels where each one adds something like an extra piece to the beginning of your run. There are people who like chess and people who don't like chess, and I think this game is for both. That is to say that being good at actual chess makes little difference in this game. I've been an avid chess player all my life, and those that know me would attest that I'm a pretty good one. I still struggle around rank 8 or 9. Chess skills help with just seeing where I can and can't move my king very quickly, but the game doesn't just let you move directly into danger, so it isn't really that helpful of a benefit. Because multiple enemy pieces usually move on a turn, it is pretty much impossible to predict more than the next move, so it isn't like I can really make long-term game plans like in a normal game of chess. I don't even know that Magnus or Hikaru could. In this game, making effective use of your newfound abilities and making the right decisions to find synergies and create a decent build is all much more important to winning. This is by no means a complaint. I just don't want any disappointed chess fans out there, or people that somehow don't like chess, to dismiss the game immediately. Besides, if it was too much like the real game, it would probably be boring and overly easy. Nonetheless, this is a fairly unimportant tangent, and it's become clear that I do not actually have much to say about the game. It's fairly straightforward and just very well made. The art is pretty much what you would expect. I mean, it is good, but it isn't a standout aspect of the game. One thing that does stand out to me, however, is the game's sound effects. I'm not sure how to describe it exactly, but the arcade sound effects fit the game well and are particularly memorable for some reason. The best aspect, however, is that the developer still updates the game and adds a bunch of new stuff every so often. New features are added, like the shotgun options, it used to just be one gun, and the rank system. Not only this, but adding new cards to choose from in your runs, and it seems the more they add, the more creative and powerful they get. Adding new cards is a huge deal because it goes a long way in keeping the game fresh. Just when you thought you knew everything there was to know about each card in the game, they release new ones, keeping you on your toes. The truth is, I don't have much to say about the game. I just highly suggest that you check it out for yourself. And no, I promise I'm not sponsored by Punk Cake, I just really like this game. For that reason, I give it a 10 out of 10. It is simple and easy to pick up, but just the right level of difficult to keep me coming back over and over. It is perfect to hop on and play a single run for maybe 25 minutes, or a few if you've got the time, and it makes you think while still being a relaxing experience. This is my go-to game when I'm bored but I don't want to spend a long period of time on a story game. I highly recommend, and as always, Steam page and dev socials in the description, and thanks for watching.